Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of the VimPower portable charger. Is 27,000 or 26,800 milliampere hours. Yeah, the listing says PD 3.0 power bank, QC 3.0, 30 watts, USB-C for iPhone, all kind of iPad, MacBook, Nintendo Switch and so on. A lot of really proud features. So yeah, and especially they say it should provide up to 30 watts, 15 watts for USB-C, 15 watts for USB-A, which is 3 amps each. So I'm going to test that, how much power we can pull out, if we can get really up to 20 volts. So that means fast charge. Is it really compatible with this quick charge options from Samsung, Huawei and so on? Does it have a problem when we are pulling 3 amps for a longer time, or does it overheat? How much and the one of the most important thing is how much power is really in there. I mean, it's super heavy, as we can see. I'm going to take it out of the box soon, but it's super heavy. So, and it's not even cheap. It's about $38. There's a coupon running at the moment for 10% or so, but still not a really cheap one, and it's heavy, so it better provides this amount of milliamps. So when we only get maybe 10,000 milliamps, which I'm suspecting a little bit, then it would be way too expensive. So yeah, here we have the box. Do we see something else? Here some information, capacity, number of chargers for different devices. Here some help. There's not much more here. Yeah, and the box is pretty cheap. This is how it came, like half open. So I hope that's really a new one. Let's see what we get. Warranty card, then some user guide, quick user guide, I think. Tips and tricks, safety instructions, how to use, and product description again here, how much power we are supposed to get or how fast we can charge that. Yeah, industry leading 3-year manufacturer warranty. Then also, yeah, that's something like box in the box. And we get even 2 cables, of course. That's a little bit above standard, of course. Here's some more information. Yeah, they want to give you feedback, of course. Yeah, 2 cables. One is micro USB and one is USB-C, I guess. Hope we can see that. It doesn't focus, but yeah, here we can see it. Yeah, the one here is micro USB, that one is USB-C. We're going to use that for charge and also to measure how much power we can get out. Yeah, we want to have the best cables, and if they provide these cables, we are going to use them. So they cannot blame us that we have been using wrong cables to measure everything. So here's the main thing here. So that's really huge. So it reminds me more like to a car starter than normal power bank. For normal power bank, this is really huge. I mean, I'm going to show you the one which I'm using, and this one is already pretty huge, and you can see the difference. It has almost doubled the height. And yeah, this thing is really bulky. That's not something you want to carry around the whole day with you, like in a pocket, small pocket. But if you need a lot of power, maybe that's the thing for you. I mean, it's even longer, so there's much more volume. Yeah, more weight, more size, more volume, more everything than normal power bank, and this is already a huge one. I mean, just to compare a little bit, that's a 6,000 milliampere hour power bank, and you can see the size or thickness. That's crazy. That's a huge difference, and so it better delivers. So otherwise yeah, that's way too expensive and way too bulky. Yeah, what we can see, of course, you can push and then we get the indication how much charge we have. It's yeah, up to 25%, 50, 75, 100%. I guess for LEDs, not much to do here. We have just 4 simple plugs, USB 2 times USB-A, USB-C, micro USB 2 times. Okay, we have 5 plugs, that's not bad. I've been reading everything and yeah, most of it is pretty clear and straightforward. There have been a couple of strange things though. One thing is, if not used for a long period of time, fully charge the power bank and discharge, use it until empty to preserve battery longevity. Yeah, that's really strange. I've never heard about that. Usually most manufacturers say you have to recharge it just and leave it like that, or charge it to about 80% or so and leave it like that. Most manufacturers really recommend not to leave it totally empty for a long time, but they are exactly saying the opposite. But yeah, anyway, and yeah, that's interesting. Here we have these ports here. So on the left side we have the normal USB-A 2 times with each 50 watts. We have this, I mean that's output. Here we have 2 times input with micro USB, also 15 watts each. Here we have 15 watts each, but also in total, so we cannot use them at the same time and have then 30 watts as far as it looks. The only way to get 30 watts out of it is the USB-C here. By the way, the USB-C is not only output, it's also input. So let's check on that. So here we are on USB-A. We have 3 amps makes 15 watts and we are starting that. Let's check on the voltage. Yeah, voltage is pretty low. That's disappointing. I mean, that should be close to 5 volts. That's pretty disappointing. So looks like, yeah, even when we go back a little bit with the power, then the voltage is still struggling. Let's now start with just 1 amp. You can see here we have 1 amp. Yeah, we haven't started that, sorry for that. Yeah, now it's starting. Now we have 5 watts, almost 4.8, and also the voltage is only 4.8. It's actually already pretty low. I mean, for such a powerful power bank, 4.8 is really low. So that's, yeah, that's really disappointing. I'm trying directly with this thing here. Maybe there's a lot of loss with the cable here, but I mean the cable was provided by them, and it's even the USB-C cable. It's not the micro USB cable. So I have it now here, 3 amps directly, and we start that. Of course, it's producing quite some heat. So let's check on the voltage. Yeah, it's of course a little bit better, but still 4.8 volts. So how is it? We go a little bit back, let's say 2 amps. I mean 2 amps is not so much. Yeah, we are at 4.9 volts, but still, yeah, it's not very impressive. Yeah, now I'm trying with my own cable. It's a little bit a shorter cable. Usually this is better, and we can see there is more voltage. We get 4.6. With their own cable, which they provided, it's only 4.4. With our own cable, it's 4.6. So yeah, it looks like a little bit cheap cable here. So that's disappointing as well, because when we pay so much money for this power bank, we would expect also to get like more powerful cables. But at least we get these 3 amps and close to 15 watts. So I'm trying to just increase everything to get to the 15 watts to see if we really can get them. And yeah, you can see voltage is even down a little bit more. We have to increase to 3.3 amps, but finally we get 15 watts. which they promised, but yeah, the voltage of course is disappointing here. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't provide the USB-C to USB-C, so I had to grab my own, and this is pretty long. This is definitely not a good idea, but that's the only thing I have. I think I don't have a shorter one available, so I have to use that. So let's start with 2 amps here, and let's see what we get. 4.8 volts, so it looks like it's not a big problem with the cable, at least not at the moment. So let's increase, let's go to 3 amps and see what we get with 3 amps. Yeah, it looks like the voltage goes down already a little bit to 4.6 here, so let's increase even more. I mean, we should get the 30 watts, but I highly doubt that we can get anywhere close to that, so that's the only thing which I can see here. Yeah, when I increase the amps, I mean the voltage goes down like crazy, as you can see already with a little bit more than 3 amps, like 3.5 or so, the voltage goes down to 3.6 volts, and there's not much going on. We still have only 12 watts, so there's not much more. It's almost impossible to get higher reading. Yeah, I mean that's 16, 17. I mean it's only 3.6 volts, so it's almost impossible, probably impossible to charge anything like this. So unfortunately I don't have a better cable, but also quite disappointing here. Yeah, almost forgot to test the quick charge capability, so let's start from scratch here. I have plugged it in here, so I go to the automatic mode. Let's start that here. So I have already tried to get higher voltage on USB-A, didn't work, but on the USB-C here, so it looks like it is finding some higher voltage here. It's testing a couple of times. At the end we see with the colors if all the QC modes are available, then we should have all the 3 lights, like for Samsung and Huawei, and all the different quick charge options here. So we see the 3 different lights. That means we have all the quick charge options. So we can also try this manually and see how much we can get here. Sometimes a little bit difficult, but I'm trying to get up to 20 volts. So I have to go back now, and let's start this here. Yeah, that's too much, of course. I have to go lower with the amps, because with 20 volts. So yeah, maybe this works. 20 volts, 2 amps, 40 watts. Yeah, so that's too much. Let's see how much we get here. Yeah, you can see it's 19.80 volts. So definitely the quick charge, or yeah, quick charge options with higher voltage, that's definitely working, and that's definitely, yeah, something which is really rare. Not many power banks have these options to get higher voltage and have much faster charging. So yeah, that's definitely something rather close to like a jump start for a car or something like that regarding the power. How much do we have here? Yeah, that's just 0.5 amps. It's not too much, it's just 10 watts. Can we get more? How much can we get here? Let's see, it's quite a lot. Okay. Wow, I'm almost scared here, so I stopped with 30 watts. If you can see, do you see that? 30 watts, yeah, okay, I'm going back a little bit. I don't want to damage anything. That's probably pretty hot now. Wow, I almost cannot touch it. So I'm going back now to 10 watts, which is usually standard charging. So that definitely works, yeah, at least that didn't disappoint. So the load tester finished its work here, so I removed it and I still have the USB meter here and it was totally empty. So the thing is, if it's empty, you can push as much as you want, it doesn't turn on anymore. So usually power banks, they turn on for a couple of seconds, not this one. So you really have to recharge it. I mean, it's a good thing. So it prevents from discharge too low. When we push here, we can see the image coming back. Unfortunately, it shows an old result. I don't know why. Yeah, the first time it was showing 18,000 something, and unfortunately my camera was my camera doesn't work anymore. It instantly stopped, or just in a sudden stopped recording, and I lost the footage, so I can't tell you anymore how much it really was. It was just 18,000 something. What we have to consider that it was of course it was not on 5 volts. With the load tester, the voltage went down to about 4.7 or so here at this point. So we have to deduct a little bit because we have to count with 5 volts. And the amps were measured with 4.7. So we have to deduct maybe about 5% or so. It's not a lot, but we have to deduct a little bit. It's maybe 17,500 or something like that. It's difficult to tell. I cannot tell you exactly the numbers. What I just can tell you in general, it is quite high value, despite the fact that we haven't been able to achieve these 26,800 milliampere hours which they state. But usually when you buy something like power bank where they say 26,800, so usually you can expect maybe 12,000, maybe 15,000 when you're super lucky. You know, usually I would say on average it will be between 10,000 and 14,000. So that's based on my experience. So the 18,000 definitely is the highest value what I've been able to see till date. But thing is, again, yeah, it's the biggest power bank what I've ever seen. It has more like the size almost of a car jump starter. It's much bigger than anything else, and it doesn't have extremely more power. I mean, this one has about 10,000, this 18,000. Yeah, of course it is quite some difference, but from my side this is just to take with you like on a daily basis. It's too big, actually, it's huge. But if you want to take this like for a weekend, for hiking, like outdoor, and you don't have a possibility to recharge with this thing, you can charge your new phone at least 4 or 5 times. With this one, maybe just 2 times, maybe 3 times if you were lucky. Yeah, I mean, it's on a different level, but the size and the weight is also on a different level. The good thing, definitely, we got this quick charge. We get up to 20 volts. We got up to 30 watts here with USB-C. So I'm not saying it's a total fail. It is, yeah, I mean, it's quite expensive, of course. I would say, yeah, it's about what you can expect these days. You cannot expect that these power banks deliver what they are saying in a listing, unfortunately, but it can deliver more than our average power bank. So if you expect a little bit more power, then maybe that's a thing for you. Yeah, here we have it. So I'll put down the link to this Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I was able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.